Breaking a habit is never easy. We are what we repeatedly do. When spending your hard-earned money, your habits can make the difference between reaching your financial goals and living paycheck to paycheck. You may wonder where all your money is going and why you are still poor, despite working hard. Let's go direct, and I will show you 10 reasons why you are poor. How can you slowly get away with it? Number 1. You're stuck in debt. Poor people stay poor because they are stuck in debt, whether it's a payday loan or even just using a credit card for an emergency. It's easy to make quick decisions when stressed and desperate. These quick decisions can make and keep people broke. Failing to manage your debts only makes your situation worse. The best way to manage debt is to not take more debt. Know how much you owe and ensure it doesn't get out of control. Decide which debts need to be paid off first. Number 2. You buy the latest trends to gain status. Poor people believe they have low status and that improving their status through social mobility is not an option. Thus, they attempt to increase their relative level through public displays of higher status objects such as expensive shoes or the latest phones. The rich people don't need to try to raise their relative status through the conspicuous display. The rich genuinely don't feel that bad about themselves and believe they can gain status through social mobility. Poor people want to appear financially successful and may not realize it doesn't work for long. Number 3. You treat yourself too often. Poor people treat themselves too often. While there is nothing wrong with treating oneself, treating yourself every day that's beyond what you can afford is a waste of money. The idea that we need to take care of ourselves is true, but it does not have to cost a lot of money. When stressed, spending money on something that will make you feel better is not necessarily bad. However, choose 1 or 2 things instead of spending your money on everything that comes to mind. This can help you focus on buying necessities, or at the very least, items that will genuinely help, rather than spending randomly. And know why you're spending your money in that way ahead of time by listing. Number 4. You don't have a budget plan. Another reason someone stays poor is that they don't have any budget plan. Poor people have this common belief that they are too broke to budget. For them, it can be scary to write down all the money they have going out each month and realize that they don't have enough cash flow to cover it. Many poor people forego a budget and hope things will magically work out. No matter how rich or poor you are, a budget is almost always necessary because it can help you figure out where your money problems are and what you can do to improve your financial situation. If you don't have any budget plan, start with a basic budget using the 50, 20, and 30 rule. 50% of your income goes to primary bills such as food, housing, and utility, 20% for savings or paying off debt, and 30% to spend on yourself. Remember not to make budgeting decisions on your total pay, or you'll be disappointed when taxes are deducted. You'll wonder why you're still struggling to make ends meet. Number 5. You don't prioritize savings. One of the common reasons that someone is poor is because poor people prioritize today's happiness over tomorrow's financial freedom. Many people believe that putting small amounts aside will never add up. Still, it does. And when it comes to savings, putting a little bit down each paycheck will eventually add up to the greater amount you've counted on. If you do it automatically every pay period, you'll be more inclined to continue with it. No matter how much one earns, if you don't advocate for your savings, you will eventually go into debt in the future. Regardless of how much or how little your income is, or what life stage you are in, it is critical to prioritize saving. The sooner you start saving money, the more financially secure your future will be. Knowing you have a financial plan for the future will put your mind at ease. Number 6. You spend money on bad habits. Poor people stay poor because of their habits of spending their own money. Poor people love to shop a lot. For them, shopping feels excellent and rewarding. But we know that not everything that feels good is always good for us. Poor people make too many impulse buys. They usually shop in sales and overspend on shopping. But sometimes, the items we don't plan on buying cost the most. Some offers are simply too good to pass up. Purchasing 3 pairs of sunglasses for the price of 1 sounds like an excellent deal. Still, there's always a fine line between shopping for sales to save money and shopping for sales for the sake of shopping for sales. A no-spend challenge might help you rein in impulse spending and re-establish your financial goals. You choose a specific period, such as a weekend, week, or even a month, and spend no money on anything other than necessary needs. Number 7. You lack financial discipline. The poor lack financial discipline because they spend money on the wrong things. They make less progress toward their own financial objectives and success. If you don't have a strategy for spending your money, saving money, and paying off debt, you will not go where you want to go financially. It may be tough to determine where your money is going at first. Knowing where to begin is difficult if you've never kept track of your expenses. When you commit to financial discipline, you must pause before spending and question your intentions. Using an app to track your cost is helpful. Seeing where your money goes by putting all your purchases and expenses in one place might be a surreal moment. You'll realize where you're overspending and where you can cut back. Making this a part of your daily routine might make managing your finances much easier. Number 8. You don't set financial goals. One of the primary reasons that one stays poor is because the poor don't set any financial goals. Financial goals are goals for savings, investment, or spending that you hope to attain over a specific period. What type of goals you want to achieve largely depends on the stage of life you're in. You will be discouraged or bored if your goals are too high or too low, so create realistic goals you can reach. If a goal appears too big, begin by breaking it down. Writing out your goals is a great place to start. Setting goals and investing wisely is simple. As Warren Buffett puts it, you don't have to be a genius to invest successfully. You can have all the confidence in the world. Still, if you don't have concrete goals describing how much you want to make and save and how you want to get there, you're definitely relying on luck for success. If you aren't doing this now, you may find yourself closer to the poverty line than you should be. Number 9. You are not interested in learning new things. What separates the poor from the rich is that they are uninterested in learning new things. To become successful, one must be open to development and growth. One cannot teach someone who doesn't want to learn and grow. Without that desire to learn, giving ideas and advice is useless because it would not work. The rich become wealthier because they were highly teachable. Rich people value those who can teach them. They don't act as if they know everything. Number 10. You have a poor mindset towards goals, success, and financial freedom. The most significant reason why poor people remain poor is their mindset. They have a negative attitude towards goals, success, and financial freedom. They hold the misguided belief that life happens to me. Instead of accepting responsibility for their circumstances, poor people prefer to play the victim. Poor people avoid challenges and difficulties. Someone with this mindset believes that what life has thrown at them is unexpected and that their issues are unmanageable. The irony is that poor people have the most severe problem in their attempt to avoid issues. They are broke and miserable. The secret to success is not to try to avoid your problems. It's to grow yourself so you're bigger than any problem. Building money and overcoming poverty can be difficult no matter who you are, but it is attainable. We build bad habits and make mistakes throughout the journey. When mistakes happen, accept their consequences and learn from them. Do your best to move on and avoid thoughts on what should or could have been made. You won't stay poor as long as your mindset grows rich.